Hey guys, it's Sarah here. Welcome to my new channel, basically a journal back into my art. I'm just re-recording the audio for this because the day that I filmed this I was really unwell and couldn't actually talk. So we're going to get straight in here. Basically up the back there I've got my floetrol, some water and some silicone between 1 to 4 drops depending on the amount in the cups. And the colours I've got there you can read on the screen. Just a little bits of some of those colours I don't use very much, and then these last three here, other than that black, are blends. And I'll go through how I made them a little bit later because I love mixing my blues rather than just using straight colours. I like to blend them. So here I am just quickly covering the canvas, just a little bit of floetrol in white, making sure I get the edges of the canvas as well. My paints are quite thick. They are not very runny, and in fact once you put them on the canvas they don't actually move about and bleed too much. So I'm just drizzling the colours on, trying to get a little bit of the darker colours up the top and some of the lighter colours down the bottom, and you'll see that coming through. Putting a line in the middle there because I'm going to be doing a swipe up from the centre up and then down, basically recreating the picture, a little one that you can see up in the right hand corner up there. Those blues are really pretty. They're mixes of phthalo and turquoise and black and little bits of green, and they're yeah, I like them. And that's just a little bit of my copper. I love my copper and blues together. I think they look absolutely magical. And this is a really interesting blend actually. You can't really see it too well on the camera there, but it's a mixture of pearls and some shimmer blues from Amsterdam and things like that. I will go through how I mix those up. And these are just a tiny little bit of the pink or the amethyst, which is Jo Sonia's brand, and the Australian sienna, which is, I think it's an amethyst one. Just a tiny little bit, and mostly down the bottom of the painting, and only just 1 or 2 up the top. And just making sure I sort of fill in a couple of the gaps in there, and a little bit of white down the bottom. That is actually a shiny white color. I'm just having a bit of a think there, seeing exactly what I'm going to do next. As you can see, those colors, they don't run, they're not bleeding, and if I was to pick up that canvas and try and tilt it, it would, but not very well. Make sure that you get some paint like right to the sides. Don't just put it in the middle, because when you swipe you'll end up with holes on the side of your canvas, which is not what you want. So I'm just popping a little bit of the darker colors in the center and running a line of the black straight through the middle. I am getting a better camera and a better setup, but this is just what we had at the time to work with, and that's just me making sure that the edges of my canvas are well covered. Decided just to pop a little bit more blue and things up the top there. Just try and darken up the top, as you can see, a little bit lighter down the bottom, and then lots of copper. I love the copper. And I'm just putting a strip on either side of the black there. A little bit later on you can see there's probably a little bit too much copper in that top right hand corner, but that's just the way these things go, and we fix that a little bit later on as well. One of my favorite blues, this. I love, you know, anything that's sort of turquoisey and blue and pretty. Okay, so here I've got my swipe, and I'm just using paper towel, damp paper towel. I always cut them in half, so I can either use them from the long way or the short way, just depends on what I'm doing. In this particular case I'm using short, and I've also cut it in half because I find I get a little bit better traction. Really slowly with this, guys, just pop it in, hold it there for a second, get a good amount of paint onto the paper towel, and then just swipe. And because the paint isn't very runny, I'm just using the print of what's left on the paper towel to pat the sides to give a little bit of colour to those. I only do it once or twice per paper towel because the pattern kind of tends to go a little bit and you need some more paint. So here we are. Again, see how you can, I'm just getting a lot of that paint onto that paper towel and then just swiping it up. And you'll see a slightly closer up view in a minute, but the cells that are popping up on this are just gorgeous, and they really do look just like that one you can see up in the back corner there with all those bubbles and things in it. It looks amazing. And as you could see, I've still got that ribbon of the copper for the bottom swipe because I only put that paper towel in like the center of that big strip that I did. I'm just popping a little bit more in though because I do like the copper. It's so pretty. And a little bit extra of the metallic pearl. That's what it is. I think that's actually the global one, but I also have the Amsterdam one, which is really pretty. And that's just that blend there. A little bit more gold. And again, making sure those sides are really well covered, just stops holes appearing. Because the paint is so thick, it doesn't run as much, so you really need to make sure that's the case. And then again, just popping it in the black and letting it sit there for a second. I know my hand's in the way, I am sorry. And then just swipe that down and you can just see that copper, you know, the pearls coming through the copper there. It's really pretty. And again, just with that paper towel, you can see how there's like that print on the side there. And I'm just carefully putting that on the side. Tilting does look a little bit better with that sometimes, I think, but in this case, this is just what we're doing. I like the thicker paints. I find this particular one, the cells just pop through beautifully, and as you can see, there's just some really gorgeous bubbles popping through there, and I really like that. The only thing I don't like at this point is that top right hand corner is really very coppery, and I mean I love the copper, but there's not many of the other colors coming through there, so I'm just doing a little bit of an edit by popping a couple of spots of some of the blue that I want to come through a little bit more, and getting a tiny little piece of paper towel, just popping it in, and I'm just going to swipe it up. Decided a little bit more black was needed because this is the darker side of the painting, a little bit darker, not really, and then just sort of pulling it through, and I was like, oh no. I mean, I like doing the, you know, the very ragged sort of swipes and things through there, but let's just see if we can fix that. And just using a couple more to do that. Okay, not enough copper now, so popping a little bit more in. The joy of this, you do actually have a little bit of edit room, and I do like going back over these once they're dry and adding in some extra colors and sort of editing over the top. And that is the finished picture. As you can see, there's those really pretty cells that have popped through, dark running in through the middle, and some really gorgeous copper. Up next, I'm doing another 3 in this little series as well. I'll also be going through how I mixed those colours, the pearls and those pretty blues as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I will be getting a better camera and fixing up some of the filming issues and things over the next few weeks. So hope to see you soon, and thanks for watching. See you later.